The IDF, since Saturday, has been in a state of high alert, and is instructed by the government to embark on operation to degrade and destroy Hamas's capabilities to attack the country. We believe there is still a possibility that there are terrorists in Israeli territory, and there have been over 5,000 rockets fired at Israel since Saturday. We have now recruited some 300,000 reservists, over 1,200 people butchered, murdered in their beds, in their kitchens, in their living rooms. The IDF, since Saturday, has been in a state of high alert, in order to restore safety, security to the state of Israel, and as instructed by the government to embark on operation to degrade and destroy Hamas's capabilities to attack the country. The operations that are currently underway and have been since Saturday are comprised of three core components. First of all, obviously, the defense in Israeli territory. Those components include ensuring that the barrier that the Hamas terrorists breached is secured and closed. Secondly, we are still in a situation where we believe there is still a possibility that there are terrorists in Israeli territory. So we are operating in order to secure Israeli territory. There could be terrorists hiding in bushes or in a cupboard, and finally evacuation of people from the front line so that they no longer need to be in distress. And we have evacuated indeed most of the people that wanted to be evacuated from the front lines of the border with Gaza. The second component, obviously, is the offensive activities that we're currently that are currently underway. The mission is to destroy Hamas's capabilities so that they can never inflict this damage on Israel again. The activities include destroying operational capabilities, government capabilities, and ensuring that they cannot launch rocket attacks. So we're striking their physical infrastructure, the terrorist infrastructure, and their leadership. These are the people that instructed and orchestrated this attack against Israel, and that is why we are across the board making sure that they can never do this again. The types of infrastructure that we're conducting, and there have been over 5,000 rockets fired at Israel since Saturday. We include the rocket infrastructure, command and control positions, staging ground, and other infrastructure that is high quality with regard to their intelligence capabilities, their gathering intelligence, field intelligence capabilities, highlighting that could jeopardize our forces. And this is all being done by ground force artillery, the Air Force with strikes against the infrastructure, and naval forces that also, in some cases, conducted special forces raids. From the IDF's perspective, we have now recruited some 300,000 reservists. I'm actually one of those. This is the largest recruiting of reservists in the history of the State of Israel. And we are utilizing those forces in order to be prepared for the developments that potentially could happen. Some of those forces are gathering around the border with Gaza as we speak, and others are in the other arenas, such as the border with Lebanon and Hezbollah. As we speak now, we have an ongoing incident of which appears an unmanned aerial or an aerial vehicle that has penetrated Israel's airspace up north from Lebanon. So we need to be prepared for multiple arenas, different types of threats, and we have enough force today to do so. And and the third component is indeed engaging with our international the international military and defense community that we're trying to ensure, because we have rallied a lot of support around our activities, because everybody understands that over 1,200 people butchered, murdered in their beds, in their kitchens, in their living rooms, is unacceptable. And so we have a lot of international support, including in kind by the United States, of course, that have sent some military support to the region and to Israel specifically yesterday. I think the biggest question now is, where are things developing to, and what do we need to be prepared for? And I would say, first of all, we need to make sure that if we need to mobilize on the ground force, that those capabilities exist, and that is why we are rallying our forces in the surrounding areas. And secondly, we need to make sure that that if there are any terrorists that are still in Israel, they will be stopped and prevented from carrying out any further attacks. The situation obviously is in the aftermath of the penetration of our border on Saturday. We obviously will have to review what are the reasons for this, how did this happen. We are not ready today to talk about that because we are focused on how to prevent it from happening again. There will be a time for the after-action review and investigation of the circumstances of what happened on the intelligence level, what happened at the physical barrier on the border with Gaza, and what happened in the first line of defense of the forces that were supposed to respond, and how they became overwhelmed. But these are things that will have to be investigated at a later time. Our goal is to restore the security for the state of Israel, and to make sure that Hamas can never do this again. That is our focus at this time. And while we expect that it could take some time, we have patience, we have the military force, and we have the support of the people that are recruiting and joining the military, because everybody in Israel and Israeli society, and I'm sure Lior will talk about it, understand that this is unacceptable.